Hello everybody. In this video we are going to do a lot of stuff and it's going to be a really interesting video lab. In this video lab we are going to deploy our application to GitHub. We are going to get a domain name. We are going to create a new server, configure that server, and then deploy our application to that server. So there is a lot of things that we actually need to do, and I hope that everybody will be able to follow the instructions. Everything commands that we're going to be running, I will be added in the video description. So let's get started. So first of all, let me introduce you to GitHub. GitHub is a platform where we can deploy or have repositories online. So we doesn't actually require to have the repository somewhere. We already have it in our computer. Our computer we have Git. And Git, what it does is that version control in our computer. But we can add some servers to Git in order to send the information and retrieve the information from the server. Well, not to the server per se, like saving the repository outside our computer. And GitHub is the most common one where we actually need to do, we can do that kind of stuff. So I will require to everybody to go there and sign up, the username, email, and password, and just click it and follow up the instructions, and you need to create an account in GitHub. After you have an account in GitHub, I already have one, we're going to do the follow. So let me actually log in. You will land in a similar page. The difference that I have some things already there. I have some repositories already there. So let me start adding my new repository. So we need to add a repository where we're going to be linked to our computer. So our computer, we are going to push that information and put it on the server. And all the commits that we'll be having to the system is going to be rendered through there. So let's create the new button there. And let's give it a name. So the owner, you will have your name over here. And it's going to be like new view to do application. So that name is available. So probably if you want to check it actually going to be available or not for you. So you need to deploy, you put like a name in there. The description is optional. Something really important is that repository need to be private. You're going to be working with private repositories during the semester. We cannot share code between us yet. So I will ask you, it needs to be private. The repository. Don't click initially say this repository because we are going to put some code there and just create it. To go back to the system, we'll create and give you some kind of instructions. And pretty much the things that we need to do. We already have our code committed. So the only things that we need to push an existing repository is what we have during the command line. So we need to add, we just copy this line. This line is going to be different for everybody. You have your username there, a specific name of repository that you added, and we are going to open our command line or our terminal, depending on the case. We're going to navigate to the project folder. So it's my view to do. We can check the status, we do git status. So we are on master, nothing to commit because everything is clean. We already saved everything in the last video. And there is a couple of commands that we actually need to run. We need to configure the username and we need to configure our password. Well, our credential. So let's actually type, give me a minute. It's going to be git config global user mail, in double quotes your email. In this case I'm registering my Gmail account, and then the other one to be username. In this case, in double quotes, I put my name in there. So are two different commands that you need to do first. and it's only the first time that we're actually doing it. So after you have those, we can just go to our GitHub, copy this line and paste it, and we click enter. It's probably that will ask you for your GitHub account. If it's asking for your GitHub account, that's okay, just put your username and password and you should be fine. So after we add an origin, we need to push our code there. So we just copy the push, and it's going to be push everything to origin from the branch master. When we execute git status, we can actually see that we are in master. So when say send everything to origin, origin is GitHub, whatever we have on master, and we click enter, and it's going to be sent. Perfect. Everything now is there. If we go back to our application or to GitHub repository, if we click on the to do again, now the source code is there. As you can see, we have several commits. So the first commit was when we installed pretty much Vue. That's what made it automatically. The second one, as you remember, is the one when we clean up, and it gives you, okay, in the index.html, you change these files to this order, and you change this line with this order, and it shows you like the changes during the code. And the last one, the to-do app is ready. It shows you everything that we created and will be added to the server, to the application. So our app is already up and running, and it's private. It's really important to be private. Now, what you will need to do in this case, you need to add me as a contributor. So you will go to this section, contributor, and we need to actually, let me check. Actually go to settings. In settings, so you're in your repository, go to settings, we'll see the collaborators in there, and then you can add a specific person. In here you will type my name, rromanv. It will show you as Rodolfo Roman, my username is rromanv, and you will see that little BBA icon there. So please add me as a collaborator. That way I will have access to your code and I can grade it. So please provide that. So after you add me to as collaborator, after we have our code somewhere deployed, well, not deployed yet, in a GitHub repository, we need to start thinking how to deploy the application to a real server. The first step is going to buy a domain. To buy a domain, we need to go to a website. There are several of them on the internet. Some of them are Namecheap, some are like one and one. GoDaddy, probably the most famous one. So I will show you the process to actually how to purchase a domain. So for example, I have GoDaddy over here. So I already have an account. So the only things I need to do is actually, well, let me actually look for my domain. I was actually thinking Rodolfo Roman site. And perfect. It's available and it's really cheap. So for the example, it's going to be perfect. And I will just add this domain to the cart. Continue. I don't want to have my privacy and protection. I just keep it. Actually, yes, I want it. So let me put it there. I will remove the website for free. I don't need that section. And I don't need to have the email. So for the purpose, let me actually just remove this section. But this is just to have like a privacy layer if you want it. I will remove it for now. So I continue to the cart. I'll renew only my site domain for 1 year. Oh, I have coupons. Let's see if they're available. By the way, Honey is a really good add-on to your browser. You actually look for codes and try to apply the best one to see if you are available to have some kind of discount in there. So it's actually looking for some of them, verify one is going to be applied or not. Okay. Let's see. And they didn't did anything. So okay. I have an account, so I will sign up. And actually, let me verify that. What is my account? I'm already in my domain. So I will actually pay with my PayPal account. So let me authorize this on PayPal. Okay, I added my PayPal account. And I believe everything is ready. I will pay $1 for now. And give me my rodolfo-roman.site. Here you go. Okay. Complete purchase. Okay, I have my order and I have my account ready. Perfect. So now that I have my domain, and before actually we need to configure the DNS. So we need to manage the zones and look for my domain. And we have several records. We will keep this like this, and let's move on. So the next phase, now that we have a name, we still need to point it to a server, but for that we need to actually get a server. So I will create a server in DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean is pretty much the developer cloud. It's an easy way to have servers deployed in minutes, and then we can actually configure those in order to have it ready for the deployment. So let me create. You will need to sign up. I actually will send you a link that I believe they will have you some kind of discount or like a free month, something like that. Because I already have an account. So in my case, I will sign in. Because I have an account, I can share like that link, and they give you like some kind of credit to you guys. So it's pretty much what I'm going to do. So I will use my account. I have the two-factor authentication. In this case, let me open my application. Here in my one-time code. Verify, and didn't work. Let me wait for the next one. Oh, I opened the wrong one. Sorry for that. 68381. I was using another provider. I'm sorry. After I put that, I will have my account. So I have like several sites already. I will go to you will land in your name. In my case, I create like a new project. It's going to be this one, and I will just add a new droplet. In there, I will require that I will leave this version Ubuntu 18.04, and the price is going to the left for $5 a month. I don't want to enable backups right now. I will add New York, section 1, that's okay. I like to add a private networking IP, and a one-time password. It's important that you put it there. And then let's do a common name. So I will call this Frontend server. And we create a droplet. After we create this, we just wait for some seconds. We'll see the progression there. And when this actually finishes, it's going to create a server. After you get the server, you will get some credentials how to log into the server. And there's two different ways to log in. If you're in a Mac, you can use the SSH command. If you are in a Windows computer, probably you can install PuTTY. And download, install pretty much the stable version of PuTTY. Here you go, 64-bit. And it's the one that you can actually use. So when the server is ready, it will give you a specific IP. So I copy the IP, going back to my terminal. In case of Windows, you need to download PuTTY, and I will put SSH root, add the IP address. It will ask me if I want to trust the provider. I will say yes, and then I will go to my email that I want to log in outside the screen. Just give me a minute. And let me put my password in there. So I receive my password. Let me actually see if I can show this to you guys. No, it's not letting me to do it. Oh yes, it's doing. So you will receive some kind of email, something like this. We'll give you the name of the server that you just created, the IP address that I already showed you, and the password. So we just copy the password. Let me close this, I don't need it anymore. And here I just paste it. For PuTTY, you will specify the host. The host is going to be actually the IP address, and the password is going to be the one that I just sent. And that didn't work. Let me check. We just paste it. Let's see. Oh, I'm copying an extra space at the end. Let me try one more time. Yes, we need to be really careful about that, because I was copying like an extra space when I select the text, and that was not allow me to log in. So I already have that there. It will ask me to change my password. So I need to put the current password, the one that we already have. So I just paste it and I enter my new one. Welcome to your server. First thing that we always need to do is we need to update the server. So we do an apt update. And we'll go and check whatever we can actually upgrade. We have several packages, so we just do apt upgrade now. We say yes, we want to upgrade, and we just wait to the server to do whatever need to be done. So after we have those, perfect. Now we are going to create a new user. It's not a common practice to actually be logging as root, so we're going to remove that section from here. So I will add a user. I would call it like Roman B. I will specify the password. And then I will leave this like that and say yes. And perfect. The user is created. Now what I need to do is modify the user and convert that user in administrator. So in order to do that, we need to use the user mod command, and then we want to add to the group sudo my user that we just created, and that's it. When we do that, we actually need to exit and log in again, but instead of using the root password, we're going to be using the new username that you just created. Put the new password in there, and now we are ready to use the server with the new user. Perfect. There are several things that we need to do in order to hardening a little bit the users, and one of those is going to be pretty much removing the access to root. So the root password is like super admin. So if we want to secure our server somehow, we need to verify that it's not going to be available to somebody else trying to log into that password. So let's actually do sudo. Sudo is needed every time that we are going to run something as an admin locally without the superpower. And we do nano to edit, and we're going to type this command. This is going to edit the configuration that we need to modify. We put our password again, and the only things that we're going to be doing is permit root login, change this to no, be very careful, and then there is another one. Let's go permit empty passwords. We just remove this one. No, we don't require that. We cannot have a user without password. Something really important. To exit, we just click Ctrl X, say save, we say yes with the Y, and enter to the name. After that, we just need to pretty much restart our SSH server, and we need to do it like this: sudo /etc/init.d /ssh space restart. If we do it like that, our server gets restarted. If we exit the server and we try to log in as root, it doesn't matter that we put the password there. Permission denying. It will not allow us to go in as root through here anymore. The only way to do it is going to the normal user, and from here, if we click CU, we just put the password, the root password, and now we are as a root. So we disable the external access. So let me exit to go back to my normal user. Next steps that we need to do, we need to enable the firewall, and the firewall is pretty much to have, how can I say it, is to remove the extra ports that doesn't need to be open. So we execute sudo ufw status, we put our password, and it says that the firewall is inactive. Because it's inactive, we need to enable it, and for that we need to install it. All these commands are going to be in a node, so don't worry about those. So we need to activate the password, the firewall. And after we do that, we just need to enable. Okay, let me go in SSH. Let me go in HTTP, the website, and let me go in HTTP secure. And that's it. So we enable the firewall. Is already there. Sorry, it's already installed, and we just need to enable it. Command may disrupt existing SSH connection. We say yes, enter, and firewall is active and enabled on system startup. So if we do the status again, we'll see that it's inactive, but it's allowing the 22, that is SSH, 80 and 443. It's allowed to, that is HTTP and HTTPS. So we are good. We have a little more secure server. It's not everything that we need to do, but we have something there. Now we're going to install our HTTP server, and for that we're going to use an Nginx. So we do sudo apt get install Nginx. We said yes. Nginx is going to be the server that is going to be installed. Is the one going to be deployed, or is going to be have our application ready. Now that we have Nginx there, we need to pretty much enable it. To start our server, let's do systemctl start Nginx. It will ask for the password, authentication complete, and we do systemctl status Nginx, and we say that the service is active and running. That means if the server gets restarted somehow, doesn't matter. So now we're going to copy the IP address, go to a new tab and click enter, and we'll see welcome to Nginx. That means that our server is actually working and doing what it's supposed to do. Perfect. Now we need to type our server name to this IP address. So for that, let me actually go back to DigitalOcean. Let me look for manage DNS, and it will enter my domain and what is going to be deployed. So my domain is the one that I already purchased. So it's going to be Rodolfo Roman.site at domain. So it said that we need to change the name servers to this truth that we have over here. So we just copy this one, going back to our domain manager, wherever we bought it, and we will see name servers pretty much at the end. We can change those. In this case, I will put it to custom. I don't have any template, so I will add this one. Then I will add actually it had that dot at the end. That's weird. Okay, let me put that dot there. And let me add a tier 1 because it's asking me that. And we put it there. Perfect. Save those? Yes. I don't know why it's asking me that dot DigitalOcean, but that last dot is not supposed to be there. We save it, and now those domain servers are there. Actually, something happened. It's going to be name server 1, so name server 2, and it was the last one, name server 3. Save. There you go, my name server is already there. Excellent. So now that are pointing there, what I need to do is enter a host name in order to be pointed. So for now, I will say that everything is going to my frontend server. Create record. Perfect. So everything that goes from Roman site is pointing to my server. That means if I copy this site and instead of the IP address I go to Roman site, click enter. Okay, it's not taking the configuration yet. Sometimes take a while to actually get it. So let's wait a little bit and let's continue for the configuration. Okay, now it's reflecting. Roman site is pointing to my server. This is, we have, instead of the IP address, we have the domain site there. Excellent. Now what we need to do is configure a server bot. So we have the server, we have the domain. Now we need to create and make our site to be available securely. And that will add of the HTTPS where we need to site. So we go to this page, we're using Nginx on Ubuntu 18. And say that we need to update. We already did that, but we just need to do these commands here in the middle. So let's actually go into the server again. Now let's just copy this one by one, execute. Let's add the repository. Perfect. We add the server bot. Repository. Press enter to continue, so you need to click enter there. And then we just add, make sure that we update all the dependencies. And after we have everything updated, we can just install the server bot that we need to have. Yes. Perfect, so we have that. We just need to do this command, run the server bot with Nginx. We need to specify an email address because every time that you register a site with HTTPS, we need to specify email address. So I do put my personal email. I agree with the terms. Would like to share email. And if I want to have like send me email, I will say yes. No name were found, so we need to specify it. We're going to do rodolfo-roman.site. Don't wait for verification. So please show whatever or not redirect HTTP traffic. I will say yes, redirect. That means whenever hit the normal site without security, it's going to the site securely. So I click to. Perfect. So our certificate is live and it's supposed to be running. So let's actually test it. You click enter again. You see, it sends us to HTTPS. So our site now is secure. Perfect. We can test it again, removing the S, and it sends it back to this one. There is one last step that we need to test, and those certificates actually expire often because they are free certificates. So I will go to the information, and it actually, let me show you that information is here. You will see that it's going to expire in November in my case. So in order to make it work better, we need to run the last step, and the last step we need to do check the renew. Congratulations, everything is going to be working. So perfect, we're ready to continue. Now that we have pretty much our server deployed, now we need to put our website right here. So one of the things that we need to go, I will say, we will do pwd, we're going to be on a home directory. So pretty much what we need to do, we need to clone our repository. So in my case, go to GitHub, clone or download, and copy this line. After that, we're just going to go to the server and home directory with the git clone, and of course we need to spell clone as it's supposed to. Git clone is going to clone the application and get downloaded. It's asking for my credentials. I specify those, and my application get downloaded. If I do ls, I said that my new application is there. So now that we have the application, we need to deploy it. But before deploy it, we need to build it. So view, what have been doing was in development environment. As you can see, the node modulus is not there because the node modulus is not saved. That's why we need to reinstall every time. Why we're doing that? Because the source control just care about your code. So we just need to run the dependencies as it's supposed to be. Now to install the dependencies, it's going to see the same way that we just install in a Mac computer and Node.js. So we're going to execute the command for npm. Then we do npm install node. Oh, it doesn't find it. It doesn't find it. I need to do source /bash rc, and then we do npm install node, and after node have been installed, we need to install yarn. So we are going to go, let's actually open yarn package, install in Ubuntu, and let's keep the nightly like that one. So we just need to copy this line, paste it. We need to copy this line, paste it, and we need to install this line. No install recommends. It's really important. After that, we can check yarn b is working, node b is working. So we can do inside application yarn build. Oh, sorry. First we do yarn to install the dependencies. After the dependencies have been installed, we just execute yarn build. So pretty much like to compile our code. So it's building for production. We're going to be waiting, and it's done. And it's created a distribution folder. Distribution folder have an index file, a JavaScript folder, and CSS folder. So what it did, the build, is the easy way that we were able to put things in the view application. It created the basic CSS, the basic JavaScript, and the basic HTML. And it's right here. So we need to copy this folder to the proper place. So where is actually saved? Well, we go to var www HTML site. We're going to be an index for the index for Nginx. So we can actually sudo remove index. So we delete that file, and that means that our application, it doesn't show anything because we deleted the HTML file. So now that we know that, we need to go one step back, and we need to execute a specific command. It's going to be sudo chown-r or username colon username again, that particular folder. That way we are going permission to the current user to write in the HTML folder. Perfect. So we go to the HTML folder. So we can do, let's create a test folder. Is there, so we can actually remove it now. And now we just need to copy from our home directory. We have the view to do application distribution folder to here. Oh, because it's a directory, we need to do actually -r. So we'll copy recursively everything that is inside the distribution folder in this particular directory. We enter, and we do ls. Oh, the distribution is here. So let's go to the distribution. We did something. Let me just copy recursively everything one step back. So everything now is here, and I can remove the distribution folder because I don't need it, and everything is there. So if I restart this one, we have my to-do application in your website, and it's working as it's supposed to do. Happy coding, everybody. See you in the next one.